This is the second video of Junie B. Jones and the Monster Under the Bed. Chapter 4. Spooky and Scary. Pretty soon, Mother came home from work. I zoomed to her speedy quick and handed her the broom. Mother, come on, let's go get the monster, I hollered. Mother turned her head real slow and she looked at Grandma Miller. Grandma sucked in her cheeks. A monster, she said kind of quiet, under the bed? We've been waiting for you to come home so you can bash its head in. I tugged on her sweater. Plus, tell her about the jewel, Grandma, I said. But Grandma Miller headed to the door, and she said the words, I'm out of here? I pulled on Mother's arm. Come on, Mother, the monster's really real, 'cause Polly Allen Puffer told me everybody has a monster under the bed. Plus, that Grace said it can turn invisible, and so that is how come we never saw that guy before. Mother sat down at the kitchen table, and she lifted me onto her lap. Then she said that Polly Allen Puffer was just trying to scare me, plus that Grace did not know what she was talking about. There is no monster under your bed, Junie B. I promise you. Monsters are not real, she said. Yes, they are. They are too real, 'cause Polly Allen Puffer's brother even said so, and he's in 7th grade, and he said monsters crawl under your bed, and they fit your head in your mouth, and then that's when the drool comes from, 'cause I'm not even a baby. Just then, I heard the front door open. It was my daddy. He was home from work, too. Daddy, there's a monster under my bed. Only you said monsters aren't real, but they really, really are. I pulled on his arm. Come on, Daddy, let's get him. Daddy looked at Mother a real long time. They went in the hall, and they did whispering. Pretty soon, Daddy came back to me. He said we'd look for the monster after dinner, but first he would cook some hamburgers on the grill. Oh, boy, I said. Oh, boy, 'cause hamburgers are my most favorite things in the whole wide world. Plus, also, I like pescetti and meatballs. After that, me and Daddy went outside. He got a flipper for the hamburgers. Then he gave me a flipper, too, 'cause I am old enough, that's why. I run it all over with that thing. I flipped a rock, and I flipped a flower and a dirt ball, plus also I flipped the dead lizard I found in the driveway. And Mother took away my flipper. 'Cause I'm not old enough, that's why. After dinner, I took my bath. Then Mother and Daddy read me a story, and they hugged me good night. See you in the morning, said Mother. See you in the morning, said Daddy. I sat up in my bed. Yeah, only I can't even sleep in here because you guys didn't bash that monster yet. Daddy rubbed his tired eyes. There's no monster, Junie B. There is nothing to be afraid of, he said. Then he kissed me, and he went out of my room, and Mother went with him. I quick got out of my bed and followed those two. They turned around and spotted me. Hello, how are you today? I said, very pleasant. I am going to sit in the kitchen and not even bother anyone. Plus, also, I might watch Eyewitness News at 10. Mother carried me back to my bed. I followed her out again. Want to bake a lemon pie? A lemon pie would be fun, don't you think? I asked. This time, Mother marched me back to my room real fast. Do not get up again, Junie B, she said. Enough is enough. I waited for her feet to walk away. Then I tiptoed to my baby brother's room. I climbed into his crib. It was very crowded in there. That's how come I had to get out and put baby Ollie on the floor. Then I climbed into his crib again, and I pulled up the blanket all warm and cozy. Only too bad for me, 'cause just then that crybaby baby started to scream. Daddy running into the room speedy quick. He turned on the light and saw me. I did a gulp. Oh. Hello, how are you today? I said, kind of nervous. I am all warm and cozy. Daddy, quick, swished me out of there. Then he put baby Ollie back in the crib and he took me to my bed again. Okay, this is it, he grouched. This is the last time I want to have to come in here. Do you understand, Missy? do not get out of this bed one more time. I started to cry a teeny bit. Yeah, but only what about the monster? I said. Because he's still under my bed, I think. Daddy throwed his hands up in the air. Then he turned on my light and he looked for the monster all over the place. First, he looked under my bed. Then, he looked in my closet. Then, he looked in my drawers. And in my trash can. Plus, also, he looked in my crayon box. No monster, Junie B, he said. No monster anywhere. You're going to have to believe me. Monsters aren't real. He sat down on my bed. I'm going to go now, he said. I'm going to leave your door open and I'm going to leave the hall light on. But this is it, okay? You have to trust me, Junie B. There is no monster under your bed. I holded onto his shirt. Yeah, only tuck in my sheets, okay? Tuck them in real tight, or else my feet might hang over the side, and piggy toes look like little wiener sausages. Daddy tucked in my sheets. There. Now, good night. Yeah, only get my teddy, okay, Daddy? Plus, also get my Raggedy Ann named Ruth, and my Raggedy Andy named Larry, and get my stuffed elephant named Philip Johnny Bob. Daddy got all those guys for me. He tucked them in my bed. There. That's it. Now, good night, he said. He walked right out of my room, and he kept on going down the hall. I looked all around in the dark. It was spooky and scary in there. Philip Johnny Bob wants a drink of water, I shouted out real loud. I waited, and I waited. Yeah, only he's really needs one on account of he's having a problem with his trunk. Daddy didn't come. Raggedy Ruth needs a Kleenex, I yelled next. After that, my voice got quieter. Raggedy Larry wants a cookie, I said. But still, Daddy didn't come. Chapter 5. My worstest night ever. It was my worstest night ever. I didn't sleep any winks. That's because I had to keep my eyes open or else the monster wouldn't stay invisible. I heard Mother and Daddy go to bed. Good night, everybody! Good night, it's me, it's Junie B. Jones! I'm still awake in here because I can't even close my eyes or the monster will come. Mother and Daddy didn't yell back. Plus, here's another thing I need to tell you. Don't turn off the hall lights, and don't shut my door, please. Plus, don't shut your door either. Go to sleep, grouched Mother. I smiled, very relieved. It was good to hear your voice, I said. After that, Mother and Daddy got in bed and they turned out their lights. Daddy started to snore. Oh no, I said. Now he won't even be awake to save me if the monster does come. I pulled Philip Johnny Bob out of my covers. I will save you, he said. I will squirt water in that monster's face. Plus, I will stomple him with my giant elephant feet. And so now you can close your eyes, and you don't have to worry about that guy. I looked and looked at him. Yeah, only here's the problem, I said. You're not actually strong because you just have Fluffy in you. Plus, also, you can't really squirt water, and so who am I kidding here? Philip Johnny Bob stared at me a really long time. Then he went back under the covers. All of a sudden, I heard feet in the hall. It was monster feet, I think. They just kept on getting closer and closer to me. Then pretty soon, they running right in my room. And guess what? It was my dog, Tickle. That's what. Tickle, Tickle, I'm so glad to see you. Now, you can protect me from the monster. And so, why didn't I think of this before? I pulled my covers and patted for him to jump up. Here, Tickle, you can sleep right on my pillow, 'cause Mother won't even find out about this. Tickle springed right up there. He run all around on my bed. He put his head under my sheets and run down to my feet. No, Tickle, no. You come back up here, or else you won't even protect me. I pulled him back up, but he put his paws on Raggedy Larry, and he chewed his red hair. No, Tickle, no, I said. Just then, Tickle springed over me, and he landed on my elephant named Philip Johnny Bob. He holded him by his trunk, and he shaked that guy all around. I saved Philip Johnny Bob just in time. Then I pushed Tickle off my bed, and he run it out of the room. Philip Johnny Bob was very upset. I petted his trunk. Also, I hugged Raggedy Larry. Only too bad for me, 'cause just then, Raggedy Ruth fell right off of my bed, on account of the dumb sheets weren't tucked in anymore. Me and Raggedy Larry peeked over the side at her. Get her, said Raggedy Larry. Yeah, only I can't get her, I said real upset, or else the monster will grab my hand and pull me under the bed. I thought about what to do. Then, all of a sudden, I picked up all my friends in my arms. We have to make a run for it, I told them. We have to sleep with Mother and Daddy tonight because we will be safe with them. Plus, also, they won't even know that we're there, probably, because their bed is a king-size bed. I stood on the side of the bed. Then I jumped way out to the middle of the floor, and I quickly picked up Raggedy Ruth, and I ran to Mother and Daddy's room. They were sleeping and snoring. Shh, I said to Raggedy Larry. Shh, I said to Philip Johnny Bob. Then all of us crawled down the middle of their bed, and we sneaked up under the covers. Only too bad for me, 'cause Mother rolled right over on Philip Johnny Bob's trunk, and it waked her right up. She turned on the light. I did a gulp. Hello, how are you today? Me and my friends are sleeping here, 'cause we didn't think you'd mind, probably. Mother carried me back to my room zippity quick. Then she leaned close to my ear, and she talked very scary with her teeth closed. Do not get out of bed one more time, she said. And so guess what? I didn't. Chapter 6 is called Flatso. The next day at school, I was pooped and tired. I opened my eye with my fingers, and I drawed a picture for art. It did not turn out that professional. After that, I holded my head up with my hands, and I waited for school to be over. Me and that Grace rode home on the bus together. I yawned, and I yawned. Darn it, Grace. I wish you never even told me that monsters can turn invisible, because now I can't even close my eyes at night. I can, said that Grace. That's because I don't have a monster under my bed anymore. My mom figured out how to get rid of it. My eyes got big and wide. How, Grace? How did you do that? Easy, said that Grace. First, she sucked it up in the vacuum cleaner. Then she put the vacuum cleaner bag in the trash compactor, and she squished that monster into a flatso. Just then, I hugged and hugged that girl, because that was a brilliant idea, of course. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, because I have a vacuum cleaner right in my very own home, and so I can probably do that too. Probably. After I got off my bus, I zoomed to the house speedy fast. Grandma Miller, I know how to get rid of the monster, I hollered. Then I run into the closet and got Mother's vacuum cleaner, and I pulled that big thing all the way to my room. Grandma Miller came to my door. I told her all about how to get rid of the monster, and guess what? She was a good sport about it. First, She plugged the vacuum cleaner right into my wall. Then she put it under the bed, and she sucked that monster right out of there. Hooray! Hooray! You got him! You got the monster, Grandma! I yelled, real thrilled. Grandma Miller runned with the bag to the kitchen, and she throwed it in the trash can. There! That ought to do the trick, she said, very happy. I looked and looked at the trash. Then I did a teeny frown. Yeah, only here's the problem, Grandma. You didn't actually put the bag in the trash compactor, and that is what turns the monster into a flatso. Grandma Miller smiled. Yes, but this house doesn't have a trash compactor, Junie B, she said. Your monster will just have to stay in the vacuum cleaner bag. My frown got bigger. Yeah, only what if it leaks out, Grandma? Then maybe he might float in the air all the way back to my room and he'll get under my bed again. Grandma Miller tapped on the counter with her fingers. Then her cheeks filled up with air. Then she let it out real slow. Okay, how about this? What if I take it outside? I'll take the bag outside and I'll push it way down in the big garbage can. Then I'll press the lid down really tight so he can't get out. Yeah, but he still won't be a flatso, I said, very whining. Just then Grandma Miller got frustration in her. She grabbed the vacuum cleaner bag and ran outside. Then she put it on the driveway and she got in her car and she backed up over that thing with her tires. Pretty soon she came back in the house. She brushed her hands together. Now he's a flatso. There, she said, kind of growly. After she left, I got on the couch and I stared very nervous at the driveway. 'Cause guess why? A car is not a trash compactor. That's why. Chapter 7. Snarlies and Snufflies. That night I heard Snufflies and Snarlies under my bed. Mother said it was my imagination. No, it is not my imagination, I said. I can hear Snarlies, plus also I hear Snorries and Snufflies and Droolies. Mother rolled her eyes way up at the ceiling. Honestly, Junie B, where in the world do you get this stuff? She asked. I thought, and I thought. It just automatically comes in my head, I said. It is a gift, I think. After that, I begged to sleep in her bed, but Mother said no. Then Daddy said no too. You just have to trust us, Junie B, he said. We would never let anything hurt you. There's nothing in your room to be afraid of. And so that's how come I had to sleep in my own bed for the whole entire night. Plus also, I had to sleep there the next night, and the next night, and the night after that too. That was the night when the worst thing of all happened. 'Cause I accidentally slept too much. And the monster must have crawled on my bed, 'cause in the morning there was drool on my pillow. I screamed very loud when I felt it. Help! Help! There's drool! There's drool! I told you this would happen! I told you the monster would come! I ran in Mother and Daddy's room and showed them my pillow. My pillow. Mother held her head. When is this ever going to end? She said. When are you ever going to realize there are no such things as monsters? She did not wait for me to answer. Everyone drools on their pillow sometimes, she said. It doesn't mean you're a baby. Your mouth just opens when you're sleeping, and you drool a little bit. It's not a big deal, and it's not from monsters. After that, she went out of her room to the kitchen, and Daddy went to get Ollie. I crawled into her bed and counted my piggy toes. Whew, good news. There was 10. That day at kindergarten, Mrs. had a surprise for us. It was called Our School Pictures Were Back from the Cheese Van. She passed them out to us. Lucille got hers first. My eyes popped out at those things. Lucille, look how gorgeous they are. They are the gorgeous pictures I've ever saw, I said. Lucille fluffed her dress. I know it. I know they are gorgeous. That's just how I look, Junie B. I can't even help it. After that, Lucille stood up on the table. And she held up her pictures for everyone to see. Mrs. said, "Sit down," to her. Just then, Mrs. bended down next to me and she smoothed my hair. Junie B, honey, you might want to have your pictures taken again, she said, kind of quiet. Then she handed me my envelope, real secret, so nobody could see. I sneaked a peek at those things. My stomach felt sickish inside. I look like I smelled a skunk stink, I said. I quick tried to hide my pictures, but Lucille grabbed them away from me. Ew, gross, she said. Junie B looks gross. I tried to grab them back. Yeah, only these are not even your beeswax, madame, I yelled, very mad. Only too bad for me, because lots of other kids already saw them. And they laughed at those things. Finally, I grabbed the pictures back and I hid them in my coat. I didn't talk to room 9 for the whole rest of the day. Last chapter, chapter 8. Scary Face Me. After I got home from school, I sat down on my bed and I looked at my pictures. I hate these ugly, dumb things, I said, very furious. These are the ugliest, dumb pictures I ever even saw. I leaned over the edge and holded a picture down there. See this? See this, you dumb monster? This picture is just as scary as you, and so maybe I might put it right under my bed. And it will scare you your whole entire pants off. Just then, I sat up straight, because that was a good idea I just thought of. I quick found my scissors, then I cut my school pictures apart from each other, and I shoved them right under my bed. I'm not even afraid of you, you dumb monster, because these ugly pictures can bite your head off. Just then I heard Mother come home from work. Mother, Mother, my pictures came, I hollered, very thrilled. She hurried up to my room. I pointed under my bed. See them, Mother? See their school pictures? I spread them out under there. Mother looked curious at me. She bended down and picked up a picture. Her mouth did a gasp. Oh my, she whispered. I clapped and I clapped. I know, they are oh my. That is why I put them under my bed. Get it, Mother? Get it? Now, my scary face will be down there all the time, and so that monster already got scared away, I bet. All of a sudden, Mother started to laugh. Then I started to laugh too. Plus, here's another happy thing, because this morning, there was no drool on my pillow. Only, I am not that worried, because it was from Raggedy Ruth, I bet. Or else, maybe there was drool on my pillow. Maybe it was from Philip Johnny Bob. Or maybe it was even from me. But that doesn't mean I'm a baby, because everybody drools on their pillow once in a while. My very own mother told me that, and she would not even lie to me. Probably. That's the end of Junie B. Jones and the Monster Under Her Bed. It showed that she really didn't have anything to worry about. There was no monster under her bed. It was just in her imagination. But she had a creative solution to just make sure, just in case. I hope you enjoyed this book. Look for more Junie B. Jones books and other books on Mr. C's Storytime. Thanks for listening.